Thursday, from Seattle, Washington, it's Week 18 of the NFL on EA Sports. Seattle Seahawks taking on Trey Lance and the San Francisco 49ers.
We are just south of Pioneer Square here in the great northwest city of Seattle at newly named Lumen Field, home of the 12s. This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with the San Francisco 49ers. I'm Brandon Gaudin. He's Charles Davis. Full disclosure, we both have mittens. We both have coats on up here in the booth. This one, it's going to be interesting.
I've got the long johns, the socks, the boots, you name it. You know me in cold weather, we don't get along all that well. But these games are always interesting because you never know how it's going to play out. One slip, someone's going for 80 yards, and you could lose a game.
Ready to get us started, the Aussie punter and kickoff man, Michael Dixon. And off we go from Seattle. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. They'll be led out by the former number 3 overall pick back in 2021. It's Trey Lance.
It's pretty much become the norm when we see guys come out before a game and go through the route tree with their receivers. I thought it was exciting for us to see the exact same thing happen in practice.
He's so meticulous, isn't he?
He really is, and that tells me it's not just a one-time-a-week thing. They work on it all the time, trying to hone that fine edge. They want to see if they can get in sync and stay in sync in this one.
A little bit of space there for the first down run, as that's going to get him about 5 yards. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he works his way forward for a couple up past the 30. And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Well, this defense for the Seahawks, they played extremely in the win over Atlanta.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
They'll run on first down. Mitchell. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Lance, that's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. 1st and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Mitchell. And this is certain. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Elijah Mitchell with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the 49ers drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. Extra point through the snowflakes, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Wishnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. Returning it, Isaiah McKenzie. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. So here come the Seahawks now for their first drive. They would be led out by a second-round pick in 2019. Out of Missouri, it's Drew Lock.
When I was watching film this week, I had to write a note to myself. 3 touchdown passes in an NFL game deserves respect, not ho-hum just because they throw it around all the time. And he got his respect. NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Yeah, it's the ultimate vote of confidence from a week ago. Hey, look, he was great. Not his best game ever, but obviously was very good to garner that award. All the talk this week, though, was about let's take that forward now. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing now is Lock. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
And, CD, you look at this defense, what kind of pressure are they under trying to stop a team that has won 5 games in a row?
Well, to me, it makes their job harder because you know you're going up against an offense that's playing at an elite level, and sometimes you can get too caught up in trying to play the perfect game. You're trying to be too precise, too fine, instead of just letting it rip. And I think that's more the priority than trying to be absolutely perfect. I know at the end of games, coaches always tell us that no one play won or lost a game. But this seems pretty important early, doesn't it? Their ability to pick up that first down on 3rd down, I thought that was key.
Well, you're already in the hole after the touchdown on the other side. How will you respond? We talk about that a lot, and they responded pretty well there. You go 3 and out, I think you give up a lot of momentum. You get down 2 scores, could be an entirely different game.
So they've got a nice drive going now. They're in good shape. What's interesting to me is they're also in that spot of the field where you would take a shot. Do you change that?
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Charvarius Ward. And the Niners are going to take over at their own 41. Good starting field position for the 49ers as they have it 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. You need your wide receivers as blockers. Sometimes they get a hold.
The big runs are often a result of what they do on the perimeter. In this case, got caught holding, and this one will come back.
Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
2nd and 11 now.
Throwing now is Lance. Rolling to his right. He's going to find a man here. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
First carry now for Trey Sermon.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
Looks like he's going to get a couple here on this 1st down carry, and that'll make it 2nd and 8. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Off of play action, here's Lance.
Buying time to his left.
That ball caught. Brandon Ayuk.
And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Start out on the ground with Carson. And he's got some space here. Breaks through the contact. And he will finally be taken down up at the 48. That's on the big guard, Gabe Jackson. Here's Carson. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. He's at the 50, 30, past the 20, and all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Chris Carson, 98 yards, and the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up. McManus's point after is good.
And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play.
those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, pump the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
Lance now to throw. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Jordan Brooks with it.
And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
So the first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
They go over the middle, and it's complete to start the drive. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
In need of only about the length of the football here on second down.
Block now to throw. Out to the right, he gets it to Lockett. "7-7", our score after one. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. From the gun, it's Locke.
He'll get this underneath to Montgomery.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. I think you would agree, just a good decision right there. Goes for the safe play, gets some yardage out of it.
And showed some toughness as well. As you noted, he stayed right in there. Saw the rush was coming, hung in there, took the hit, dumped it out to the outside, and now they pick up some yardage, and you have a back that's grateful to you and will continue to make plays.
Locke gonna throw. And he's got it. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
Here's Locke. And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown. DK Metcalf. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. Extra point from McManus is good. And that makes the score 14-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
This one fielded at the 5. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45.
Normally on third down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
On first down, Lance.
This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
These two teams, they met up in Seattle earlier in the year with the Seahawks coming away victorious. So a win here in Seattle, tough as that may be, would give them the season sweep.
Now a throw out to his fullback is complete. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Lance looks to throw again.
Escaping the pressure right. That's caught by Jennings. A gain of 6 there on 1st. To throw again on 2nd down. Lance steps away to his left. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
Lance looking to throw it.
They'll roll him out right. And able to haul it in is Kittle.
And he is going to have a 49ers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them. They've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
2nd and 10. Here's Lance.
And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack. And it's 3rd down.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter. 14-7.
Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth.
Yes, I am.
Miles away and smiling.
And happy.
What's the deal, guys?
So the pass incomplete in the end zone, but contact and pass interference.
And now where does the ball get placed?
At the 1-yard line.
1-yard line. They gave up excellent real estate on that one. That's going to work really, really well for the guys who threw it.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
Now Lance.
And he'll throw this one away. But I don't think he was out of the pocket. No, here comes the flag. In the pocket, chucked it away. Flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are on the field. Have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
Lance now on 3rd and goal.
That is caught by the tight end, Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers. George Kittle with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the 49ers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie. Because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
McKenzie will not return this, and it'll be brought out to the 25. We see Drew Lock in the offense coming back on.
5 for 5 that last drive. Touchdown pass as well. He was clicking. Receivers, I don't want to be cliche, but running really solid routes too.
And what I love about it is when you look across any team, all right, the body types of the receivers are usually different. The way that they get open, different as well. Some of them use power to get open. Some of them use those head fakes and subtle moves. Some of them just use pure speed. And the really good ones, when they're established, they know how to push off at the end of a route, too.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Lock working out of the gun.
And that went a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, Brandon, all receivers are trying to make sure that the defender thinks they're going to the middle of the field when they're running the out cut. On that play, didn't get it done very well because that one was batted down.
3rd and 2, Lock's going to throw. He's got his tight end fan. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Lock looks to throw it again. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They look to throw. It's Lock. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 42. On first down, Lock. It's complete to Lockett. And he will have a first down here as they get into field goal range, down just shy of the 20. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the right hash, it's a 38-yard attempt. The kick by McManus is good. And they take a 17-14 lead. So we will not go into the lockers tied. We do have a leader in the clubhouse, so to speak.
Man, it's only 3 points. Doesn't seem like much, but it looms big the way that they got it done right before the half ended.
And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And we'll see how aggressive they want to be in these final stages before the half. Steps away. And that nearly intercepted. Oh, the free safety roaming into position almost had it, but it's 2nd down. A final shot before half for Lance. On the move to his left. And Lance will have the first down as he's able to slide to avoid the contact there at the end of the play. And okay, so much. Get right back to it. Not too many breaks ahead according to the radar. More snow on the horizon as we are back underway in half number 2. Isaiah McKenzie now on the return. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in the second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
On 2nd and 11 now. Lock. And this a quick slant to Lockett. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Now Lock. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
How many times we see it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of...
And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So retract the yardage and retract the touchdown.
And retract the chunk play. Big strike there to get the touchdown. Now they've got to take it back and see if they've got another one still in there.
Now Lock, he lost the football. It's out. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. Now we've got whistles and a timeout here. Yeah, it looks like we've got a 49er that's down on the field.
And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. Out to his left. And he'll just get rid of it.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
Lance again here on 2nd and 10.
Rolling to his left. And he's got this down to the 35.
And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But, you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
Eluding the pressure right. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed, but they made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he was hit as he tried to throw the ball, and that resulted in an incompletion.
The heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for the first with Sermon.
And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24.
Nice job there finding room to maneuver, and he worked his way into another first down. And look, they had great field position to start, but boy, they've done a nice job taking advantage of it.
Now they're just hoping to cap it off.
Lance now on 1st down.
Sliding out of the pocket. Touchdown 49ers.
Brandon Ayuk.
His 11th touchdown of the year. And once again, the 49ers are back out in front. And this is no good. It's a missed extra point. Boy, in a tight game, how important might that turn out to be here as the second half rolls along? Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. On the return, it's McKenzie.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they felt they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here?
Watching that run takes me back to something a famous old coach once said. Any player he wants on his team, he wants him to be agile, mobile, and most definitely hostile.
Finds a seam inside the 40. And some room to roam now. And he's going to get it all the way down to the 10-yard line. It's a big play there for Seattle. So the fullback, the beef, normally the lead blocker, shows that he can run it a long ways as well.
And he does have an ability to run away from people, but you and I both know he'd rather run through people when he carries the ball.
And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6. So that run gets him about halfway home.
Yeah, it's now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put...
End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Miles Boykin, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks have once again taken the lead.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor in effect.
McManus now for the extra point. And that will make this a 4-point game. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And it all culminates with a Seattle score. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. And that is incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
And he stopped immediately there.
That was a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
Throwing his Lance on 3rd down.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And that last drive, it was all about the ground game, ground and pound.
And I don't care how we're playing the game these days, offensive linemen still want to fire out and smack the guy opposite them and move the football on the ground. They feel better about that. That's what they want to do. That's how they want to play, and that's how they got it done.
Yeah, they got it for a touchdown last drive. Let's see what happens here.
Locks throw here, taken in by Boykin.
One quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Well, they've gone to their fullback quite a bit. He'll get it again. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. That's a gain of 4 here in the 4th quarter, with them leading by 4 on the scoreboard.
Kind of an odd schedule this year. These two teams getting their 2 games in very late in the season. Their first meeting just a few weeks ago, back in Week 15. And it was the visiting Seahawks who were victorious in that one. So they now look for the sweep here back home in Seattle.
Clock now on 1st down. They're returning right back to Boykin. And they'll get this down to the 10. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. A give to the fullback on the dive. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. A good pickup there, 7 yards, and it's going to be 2nd and goal now.
Carson.
Able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Carson again.
And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
And now here in this situation, a field goal would still have them only up by 1 score, so I would think about going for it. Even if you don't get in, you put your defense in a really nice spot, making the offense go the long way to try and score.
From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Throwing again on second down. Lance. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on third down.
Lance to throw for it on fourth down.
Gets this one to Juszczyk. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back.
On play action, Lance.
Flushed out right. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down.
Here's Lance to throw it.
Steps away. And he's got the speedster Goodwin. Touchdown. Marquise Goodwin. His second touchdown on the season.
And the 49ers are an extra point away from tying this game here in the fourth.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter.
Boy, hard to ask for a better game thus far. 27 apiece is our score as the kick's away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field.
Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this fourth quarter to try to grab that lead back. A good run there to start the drive. 13 yards, first down.
I know a lot of times we like to put players in certain boxes. He does this and he does that. But this guy, he can do a little bit of everything. He's not just a lead blocker or a guy who protects the passer. Handing the ball, he might want to get out of the way.
Throwing.
Second down at 5.
Block off of play action. His throw incomplete.
As defensive coordinators around the league tell me all the time, that throw is not for every quarterback because you've really got to drive the ball downfield. It's going to be a tight window for him to fit that one into. In this case, unsuccessfully.
He hits his target, Lockett.
And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports.
So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42.
Here's Locke. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. A pass underneath for Carson.
And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. And that's good for a gain of 6. And all of a sudden here, it's third down. On the give, this is their fullback. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And McManus able to put it through. And they have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the 4th, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they manage the clock exactly right.
Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time,
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect.
They'll get this complete to Charlie Warner.
And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. Back to throw. He'll buy some time right. He finds his man, complete. That's Black. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. And now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter. Back to throw. On the move to his left. Inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Once he got out of the pocket, you thought that maybe he'd take off with it, especially here in the 2-minute drill. Sometimes defenses will focus so much downfield that there's room to run, but this time he decided to throw it unsuccessfully.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Rolling to his right. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow, wow.
Now Gold for the extra point. And that will make this a 4-point game. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And it's polished off by a touchdown for San Francisco.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown.
And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll start things out at the 25. So all eyes on this Seahawks offense. Down by 4. At time, a huge factor. A chance to end this season with a bang as they come up with a 1st and 10.
Lock's throw into the hands of Lockett.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock.
Lock to throw.
He's going to let it fly.
And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Lock. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And incomplete on the deep ball. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. One final try for Locke. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, You're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for the 49ers,
they do get that 10th win of the year as they finish up at 10-7 overall.
and that is maybe not exactly what they were hoping for, but a better-than-average season nonetheless. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks,
it's a tough loss to take as they'll finish things off at 9-8.
but they've got better days in their future. Of that, you can be sure. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.